That looks pretty good. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Welcome to the first day of online learning with Mr. McMullen. And you're already thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be corny. No, I'm not going to make it that bad. I figured today we just do review. Just talk about where we kind of left off. We were talking about the stud walls when we all left. And we're just going to review the terms. And then from there, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about insulation. We'll get into wiring. We'll talk about probably more of everyday stuff, not just the home as much, but maybe just yard maintenance. And, you know, it's consumer's tech. It's what you're going to need to know in order to be a future homeowner. So with that being said, let's talk about the parts that we see up here. So first of all, you're upstairs in my house. We remodeled end of the summer into fall last year. I wanted to get drywall up over this, I guess I'd call it extended period that we haven't been at school, but it's kind of like a big joke. Hey, Mr. McMullen, you're going to have some extra time. Oh, cool, I can get some of my extra work done. Bad news is you can't go anywhere to get anything because there's a pandemic going on. So I would love to get drywall and finish this all up. It's ready for drywall, but unfortunately, I'm not going to risk my life for drywall and go up to Menards. So it is what it is, and it worked out because now I can show everybody. We can run through wiring. We can do a little bit of plumbing. We can talk about HVAC. Some of the electrical codes we'll get into. So this works out. Just a little bit to catch you up. Well, we'll cover that at the end. Let's do that at the end. Let's talk about some of these things that we have in front of us. So where we left off, we talked about a stud wall. Hey, it's a stud wall. I know on video it probably looks a little bit hard to see, maybe, I'm not sure. But let's talk about the easiest things to remember. First of all, any vertical member that runs from top to bottom uninterrupted is going to be just a stud. So this is a stud. This is a king stud because it's up against a jack stud, which we'll get into that in a second here. So let's not get too far ahead. So we got our standard stud, easy to remember. Runs uninterrupted from bottom to top, doesn't touch any other studs. This one has a little piece in between, but that's for a heat duct. Don't even worry about it. These pieces here, stud, stud. At the very, very bottom, we've got our bottom or sole plate. Either one will be acceptable. And at the very top, we have our top plate. And then a second one above that is the double top plate. Now remember, the whole purpose of the double top plate is to tie in our walls where they intersect, like right here. You can see that's how they tie in. Now, if we look at our openings, any type of opening that we have our jacks or trimmers. You call it what you like. I've always called it a jack stud. Up above, the short little ones up here are cripples. Remember, anytime we have a stud that's shorter than standard, it's going to be a cripple. Now, McMullen, this is shorter than standard, and so is this. That frames an opening, therefore it's a jack or trimmer stud. And then supporting those jacks and trimmer studs are our king studs. Those are on the outside. And again, they look like a standard stud. They run from top to bottom. But the way that this is built is that I'm actually going to shoot 2 nails in here, 2 nails in here, and work my way down so that these two become basically one. Remember, the whole goal of a wall system is to carry load. So the load of this new roof up above me here is being transferred from these ceiling joists that are above me to the top, double top plate, to then the top plate, to then your cripples, and then transferring down to the bottom plate, which is then into the subfloor, which then goes out to the outside walls, which then goes down to the foundation, which then goes in the ground. That's the way a whole house works. Is all weight gets transferred down through the structure. The last thing we didn't talk about here is this guy, just a header. Now this isn't a standard header. This is for an interior wall. A lot of times we would take this and use a 2x6 or 8 or even a 10, turn it up on its side, and double them up and maybe sandwich a piece of 1/2-inch ply in between, or just double them up and then allow for room for foam on the outside, which I'll show you a quick video of, or I'll turn the camera here in a second to show you at the very end with an actual window. It's a little hard to see because I've already foamed it, but you get the idea. If it's an outside wall, we're actually going to have a substantial header. And then the other thing that's missing, because this isn't a window, is our sill. The sill plate would run down below, and again, I'll show you that here as we move forward. So this is all I want to cover today, is just our general terms. So key terms that I want you to know, and just to get back in the swing of things. Our bottom plate, our double top plate at the very top, that would be this guy right here. Hopefully you can see the tape measure and I can pull it out. But that would be this guy at the top. Then our actual top plate. a stud. Remember, studs are uninterrupted all the way through. Our king stud, our jack or trimmer, a header, and then a cripple stud. Those are what I want you to remember, along with sill plate. And we're going to show you that here in a second. Before I switch that, or we go over to the window here, that's right over there, couple things that you need to know. First of all, as we move forward with this, I'm going to have office hours Tuesdays and Thursdays. They will be from, I believe it's 12:30 till 2. The reality of it is you'll be able to get a hold of me whenever you want. Sign up for Remind. It'll be in this lesson. You'll see the link for it. You can. It's a direct text right to me. Why am I using Remind as opposed to some of the other things, or even giving you my phone number? Well, I'm not giving you my phone number, but through Remind you'll be able to message me and I can respond back pretty much instantly. So, and there's even a way in there that you can make phone calls and everything else if you need to. But again, the best way to get a hold of me is going to be Remind. It'll be how I conduct my office hours. I'm here for you. I may even do some Zoom or some Google Hangouts as we move forward. But for right now, I'm going to slowly ease into this just for you guys. I don't want to throw everything at you at once and scare people away. Don't worry, this will be easy. And I shouldn't say just easy, but I'm going to make it fun. You'll get to see a little bit of my house, I guess you could say, and at the same time too a little bit into my own life. Keep in mind any assignments that were third marking period assignments, get those wrapped up. This Friday I believe is going to be the deadline. Don't quote me on that, but I'm hint get it wrapped up. At the same time too, if you got any questions on any of this, let me know. Again, sign up for Google Hangouts. Or not Google Hangouts, I'm so sorry. Sign up for the Remind app. Links provided in this lesson. And again, if you need to get a hold of me, that's the easiest way. You can also email me. I respond to my email pretty quickly. Be aware if it's, I had somebody email me on Easter. Sorry, I love what I do, but I'm not going to respond in the middle of Easter dinner. Sorry, it can wait a day. It's not that important. So just keep that in mind too. Weekends, have fun, relax, stay with family, go out and walk around your yard. If you email me, I will respond to you, but just be aware that it may be delayed on a weekend. So enough of that, enough of me talking and going on and on and on. Let's talk about this window. So let me grab the camera here and we'll walk over. So it's hard to see because I've got whoop, way too far. There's the vineyard outside. See, you get to see a little bit of my yard. So up above here, you can see how big that header is. That header is an actual 2x8 on its side. Actually, two 2x8s on their sides. And then I've already foamed over top of it for insulation. And that's what you see on these outside walls is insulation. Well, McMullen, why didn't you put insulation on the wall that you were showing us? There's no reason to insulate an interior wall unless, like, I'm going to put a movie theater system in and or it's going to be allowed, like, let's say it's the kids' playroom and they're going to be playing and, at some point I'm going to want to go in the bedroom and take a nap and I don't want to hear them as much. That's the only reason I really would insulate an interior wall is for noise reduction. So again, the only things that last wall did not have is the bigger header up above, which is right there. And then again, that sill plate right here. And again, we still have cripples. Right there's a cripple. That's it, just that one right there. But you still have your jacks and trimmers right here, and you have your king stud. But yeah. And notice something too. These outside walls, they are thick because they're actual 2x6s. All these exterior walls are 2x6s and not 2x4s. The interior walls are still 2x4s. And remember, that is 1.5 by 3.5. Where our exterior walls, take it over here, are still 1.5, 2 by 5.5, or 2x6. Remember, it's always a ½ inch shorter. They do that to confuse you. No, we talked about it in class, why it's done. So the reason why we went with an exterior 2x6 wall, and I know you're like, well, wait, that's an exterior wall. How can you? It's hard to explain, but I'll show you a picture from the outside one day, and this will make more sense. These are just cubbies for shelving I'm going to put in. The actual roof is right there. It's a little indent. So the actual roof line on the outside of the building, well, you can see, here's the old roof. It came down. It's still out there, but what we did was we took the roof and literally went pop and you can see the new roof sitting up above. That gained us literally 8 feet out. Well, McMullen, did you add on above? No, this was already here. This plywood you see, this was attic. The room ended right there before. So by taking a 45-degree roof and going like this, we gained, you know, 8 additional feet. Doesn't sound like much, but think about it. I've now basically created 2 bedrooms up here instead of 1. So it's a huge gain. It was pretty, I wouldn't say easy to do, but it was the simplest in terms of it's cheaper to go up than it is to go out. If that makes sense as far as additions go. So that's why you can see the exterior roof here. But back to what I was saying, because I can ramble for days and days. Back to what I was saying, the reason why we went with a 2x6 wall on the exterior is it's now code for insulation. You're required to put R20 in the walls or R19. This is something I don't understand. Code says R20, but they don't sell R20. They only sell R19. So R19, in other words, the insulated value of this fiberglass, which I don't think I have any that's exposed I could show you. No, it's all pretty well wrapped up. But I mean, it's as thick as this cavity. So that's the biggest reason why they went to a 2x6 stud is, yeah, it's stronger, but I mean, we built houses with 2x4 studs for years and years and years, and they're not falling down. We went with it really for insulation. That few extra inches gives us that more insulative properties. So, any questions? And again, we can just pan around. Here's what the upstairs looks like right now. That will one day be a bathroom. We're in a bedroom right now. That's a bedroom. Closet, back to back. And then this is just going to be a common area in here. I'm going to say, might as well go for a tour. This will be a common area in here. So those are the stairs. If I lift that up, I did that because I don't want to fall down them if I'm working up here. So lift up that piece of plywood, it goes downstairs. But you'll come up, common area, bedroom, and then that one-day bathroom. But I'm not going to get into that yet. I don't see a need for a bathroom up here for at least probably 5 or 6 years. So we'll finish it, but I'm not going to put a shower and everything else. I'll pull permits when it's time for that. But you can see there's already electrical in here. That's already passed inspection. We'll talk about that in a little while, and we'll talk about HVAC here in a little bit too. But just to give you a rundown. Again, so today, just a review of our terms where we left off so we can pick back up and get rolling. Hopefully everybody's doing really well. I'm going to put the camera back so I can do my send-off. Hope everybody's doing well. I don't have a lot of work up here. I know you're like, whoa, Mr. McMullen looks like he's ready to work. I joked. I said, I'm going to dress up and do a funny, corny intro, which I guess I did. But yeah, if you got any questions, message me on Remind. Otherwise, stay home. Stay safe. I know you keep hearing it, but seriously do that. And we'll talk to you later.